Welcome! If you're looking to learn one of the most valuable skills on the planet right now, web development, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to lay out a super clear step-by-step roadmap to get you started.
So, you've got that itch, right? That feeling you get when you want to build something cool for the web, bring your ideas to life, and maybe even start a new career. It's an awesome goal to have. But then, that excitement can hit a wall pretty fast. You do a quick search online and bam! You're hit with this tidal wave of different languages, frameworks, tools, and 1,000 different opinions on where to begin. It's so easy to feel totally lost before you've even written a single line of code. But don't you worry, that's exactly why we're here. Think of this as your roadmap. We're going to cut right through all that noise and give you the essential path, step by step, so you can go from zero to feeling totally confident in your skills.
Here's the journey we're going to take. We'll start with the big picture, then we'll dive into building the visible part of the web. After that, we'll talk about essential tools, level up with some advanced skills, and finally, we'll peek behind the curtain at the invisible web.
All right, let's kick things off. Before we get into any code, it is so important to understand the basic idea of how the web actually works. At its heart, it's actually a pretty simple conversation. Every time you go to a website, your browser, we call that the client, sends out a little request to another, much more powerful computer, which we call a server. That server finds the right files for the website you asked for and sends them right back. That simple little back and forth is the foundation of the entire internet. A great way to think about this is like a restaurant. The front end is the front of house. It's everything you, the customer, see and interact with. The tables, the menus, the decor. The back end is the back of house. It's the kitchen, the chefs, the inventory system, all the behind-the-scenes magic that makes the whole operation run.
So to actually build any of this stuff, you need a place to write your code. This is where a code editor comes in. It's your #1 most important tool. Do yourself a favor and just go download VS Code. It's free, it's what basically everyone uses, and it's fantastic.
Okay, on to section 2. Let's start building. We're going to focus on the front end first, that front house experience that your users are actually going to see and click on.
Every single website you've ever been to, from Google to the smallest blog, is built with a combination of these 3 technologies. They're like the 3 musketeers of the web: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
The easiest way to think about it is like building a person. HTML is the skeleton. It gives the page its structure and holds all the content, like text and images. CSS is the skin, hair, and clothes. It adds all the style, the colors, the fonts, and makes it look good. And finally, JavaScript is the brain. It adds all the interactivity, letting you click buttons, play videos, and actually do things on the site. So once you've got a handle on that front-end trio, you're ready to start using the tools that professional developers use every single day to work smarter, not harder.
First up, package managers. Now, this is a game changer. The big idea here is don't reinvent the wheel. Package managers like NPM are like huge online libraries full of code that other people have already written. Need a cool photo gallery? There's a package for that. It saves you an unbelievable amount of time.
Next, let's talk about build tools. Think of these as your personal little coding robots. They do all the boring, repetitive tasks for you, like shrinking your images, bundling up your files, and getting everything ready for the browser. They just handle it, so you can focus on the fun stuff.
And finally, version control. And the king of version control is Git. Imagine being able to save your game at any point. That's Git. It tracks every single change you make to your code. If you mess something up horribly, no problem. You can just rewind time back to a version that worked. It is an absolute non-negotiable lifesaver.
Okay, so you've got the fundamentals, you've got the tools, you're ready to really level up your front-end game. Let's get into some more advanced skills.
These 3 things will make you so much more powerful. Sass is like CSS on steroids. It lets you write your styles in a much more organized and efficient way. Responsive design is the art of making sure your website looks amazing on any screen, from a tiny phone to a giant TV. And JavaScript frameworks, well, they are pre-built blueprints that let you build huge, complex web applications way faster than you could from scratch. When you talk about frameworks, you're going to hear about these 3 a lot. React is by far the most popular right now. Angular is a beast, great for really big corporate-level applications. And Vue is famous for being super friendly and easy to learn. Honestly, there's no best one. It really just depends on what you enjoy and what companies are hiring for near you.
And for our final stop, let's step into the back of house.
This is the back end, the invisible engine that powers everything you see. It handles stuff like logging in, saving your data, processing payments, all the really important logic.
The back end really has three main parts. First, you need a server-side language, like Python or Node.js, which acts as the brain of the operation. Then you need a database, which is like the application's long-term memory. It's where you store all your user data. And all of this code lives and runs on a server, that computer that's always on and ready to answer requests.
Speaking of databases, you'll generally hear about two main types. SQL databases are super structured. They organize data into tables with rows and columns, just like a big Excel spreadsheet. NoSQL databases are a lot more flexible, storing data in a way that looks a lot like JavaScript objects. They've become really popular for modern web apps.
And there you have it. That's the map. We've gone from the very basics of how the web works, all the way through building the front end, mastering your tools, and even getting a taste of the back end. You now have a clear path to follow.
So, the path is clear. The tools are out there waiting for you. The only real question left is, what amazing thing are you going to build first?